Hello and welcome back to my channel, and today's video is a very quick DIY. I'm hoping I can smash out this DIY in a day. Let's see. So it's not going to be a really long video, but I thought you guys might want to see. In my living room makeover, I talked about the fact that I really wanted to make Gus a new bed, and that's what this video is going to be. So if you want to see my DIY dog bed, then keep on watching. Okay, so you're probably noticing this very large wooden dog bed next to me. So I really wanted to make him a wooden bed, and there's a few reasons for this. So this is what he currently has. It's a sofa bed. It's literally shaped like a sofa, and people go mad for this when they see it on my Instagram or on my YouTube, and I've had it for years. It was actually a bed that my old dog Eddie used to sleep in as well, and I love it, and it's super cute and it's great. However, the base cushion really has lost any sort of fullness to it. It doesn't really provide Gus with any support, and he is getting older. He's 10 years old now, and he does have a slight problem with his leg, and I really wanted to get him something that was a bit more supportive and maybe is more orthopedic. I also want to raise him up off the floor a little bit. Not so much in summer, it's not particularly a drafty house, but in winter it is good as dogs get older, just to keep them up out of any drafts and any cold. And I also thought it would just be really fun to have something that is a bit more durable, a bit more hard wearing. Okay, so you've probably noticed the very large wooden bed next to me. I found this wooden bed on Facebook Marketplace for £20. Now, as you're going to see in this video, I am going to hack this bed apart, and a few of you will probably be thinking, why didn't you just build it from scratch? My woodworking skills are so-so. They're not my strongest, and I do find it a lot easier to take something and amend it rather than design it and build it from scratch. I also obviously am massively into recycling and reusing, and I would much rather take this and turn it into something and use it rather than this have ended up obviously on the tip and me go and buy brand new wood. So it's a really good base to start. I'm really pleased with it, and to be honest, if I went to B&Q or somewhere like that, I'd probably spend about 20 quid on wood anyway. So there's several things I am going to do with this, so let me talk you through my plans. So the bed has been built out of scaff boards. It's quite chunky. I'm gonna say it's not the best thing that's ever put together. However, as I said, I can't really talk because my carpentry skills are just awful. So one of the things I want to do is just make it ever so slightly less deep. So I am, first job, going to take the whole thing apart. That's going to be the easiest thing because there's several things I want to do. Chop it down so it's not as deep. Chop this front dip even lower, just so it's a bit easier for Gus to get in. And I'm actually going to get rid of these raised bits. I want it all just to be level. So the easiest thing to do is just take it apart into its component parts, chop them down, put it back together. And then I'm going to do things like, if there's any cracks, I'm going to fill them. I'm going to fill the screw holes. I'm going to sand the whole thing so it's all lovely and neat and smooth. And then I'm going to paint it. So the paint I have got is the Rust-Oleum Matte Furniture Paint, and this is in the colour Oyster, which, if you've watched my living room makeover, is exactly the same colour as this that's in my fireplace and what's on my feature wall, which is behind me. So it's going to sort of blend into the colour scheme. So yeah, I'm going to paint that. Then I have bought this mattress from Pets at Home, and it is the perfect size, so it fits in perfectly with just a bit of a gap at the front. Obviously I'm going to reduce the depth down to there. And this is great because not only is this a lovely neutral colour, which I also want to introduce, I want to make sure the whole thing's neutral and light coloured. Light coloured is always good for dogs with white hair, then you don't see all the hair. But this is memory foam. It's a crumb layer memory foam mattress, which means that it's designed to sort of support the dog's limbs and be super comfy, and it'll obviously support his leg as he gets older. So I'm super happy with this. This was £15 in Pets at Home. I actually got 10% off because I downloaded the Pets at Home app, and yes, it was like £11 something, and it's literally perfect. It sits really nice in there. And then the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make some cushions to go in it. So I'm going to chop down my existing cushions. So I'm going to be getting the sewing machine out, guys, which, if you think my woodworking's bad, wait till you see my skills on the sewing machine. But I do own a sewing machine. It's my mum's. It's very old, but it does still go. So I'm going to chop these cushions in half. I'm going to make a little cushion to go along the back and 2 to go on each side, like almost like little bolsters, because as you'll see from over here, he does like a blanket. Eddie did as well. Eddie loved a blanket. So I got another one of these, which I got for my living room makeover for me to snuggle under and watch films. One of these Primark throws for £4, which is this lovely oyster colour. So that's going to sit in the bed as well. And I might even use my Cricut machine, my cutting machine, which I used in the last video, if you haven't watched it, to make a label so the bed says Gus. I don't know, I want to finish the whole thing, but I think that could be quite cute. So yeah, so that's the plan. So it's not a huge makeover. I'm hoping, as I said, to smash it out in a day. If not, I might have to finish it off in the morning, depending on how long the paint takes to dry. But yeah, I think it's going to look really, really cute. So let's get cracking dismantling the bed. Okay, so I've sort of half taken it apart. I don't think I need to take the whole thing apart. This will be enough, I think, to do the amendments that I need to make. So this is the base. So yeah, so I need to mark this out, and then I'll use my jigsaw to cut to this new line and re-notch it the way this has been notched. And then the same, I'm going to mark the same measurement on the side of these scaff. I might actually take those scaffs off so I can cut them a bit easier. But yeah, bit of measuring to do, mark it out where I need to cut, and then take it all outside and cut it with my jigsaw. Okay, so I've just temporarily put the sides back on just so I can double check how much I need to chop off the sides to fit this new bottom. I think that's the easiest way to do it because it is all a little bit wonky, so measuring doesn't seem to work. I think I've got to do it manually. And it's time to put it all back together, even though Gus is now sat exactly where I want to work, but never mind, I have to move him. So it's time to sand it now. I need to sand all of this where I've cut, all of these where I've chopped the top off, and just generally sand the whole thing. I need to sand along here just to smooth this edge and whatnot. And then I'm going to fill some of these holes and whatnot. So it's going to be quite a big sanding job. Messy and loud. So I need my mask on and my goggles. so I've made my one little cushion. So as you saw, I cut the big cushion in half. Now I could be really precise and do loads of measuring and pinning and everything, but I'm not that bothered. It doesn't have to be absolutely immaculate, and I think that's pretty good going anyway. So yeah, chopped the cushion in half, sewed it pretty much the whole way around, turned it back inside out, restuffed it, and then just sealed up the end with the sewing machine. So I'm going to do this to the other half of the cushion, and then the slightly longer one as well I'm going to cut in half. So I'm going to repeat this another 2 times, and then I'm going to make the covers. So this is what I'm going to cover the cushions in. You might recognise this fabric from quite a few DIYs. I did the chair in my bedroom, I did a footstool in my living room. It's kind of like a fleecy fabric, and I had a load left. It's not the most hard wearing of fabrics. It does, bits of fluff do come off it, but I reckon it'll be super snuggly, and obviously, as I said, I've got loads of it left, so I really wanted to use it. My plan is not to make these cushion covers so they can be taken off. My plan is just to spot clean these little cushions. I think that should be fine. The rest of the bed is able to be zipped off and washed, and the blanket can obviously be washed. So I think these will be fine just to be spot cleaned. So I've already done one cushion, and what I've done is I've cut the pieces, and this time I have pinned because you have to sort of ensure that all this fluff doesn't get under the needle. So I'm sewing along 2 sides on the machine, and then turning it inside out or back the right way out, and then putting the cushion inside, and then I'm going to whip it by hand, and obviously all this lovely furry texture will hide that end stitching. So this is my second one. I just need to run along the machine along this line, and then do the third one, and then it's time to paint the bed. I still haven't painted the bed. Looks like it's going to rain, so I've actually brought the bed inside. It's all sanded and everything, so when I finish these I shall show you. But we're getting there, and I think it's going to look super good. And I checked the cushion, the little cushions that I made in the bed, and they fit perfectly, so I'm really happy with them. So yeah, let's get this on the machine. Okay, so I've brought the bed inside because it was looking like it was going to rain outside, so it's a little bit darker in here. But it's all been fillered and it's all been sanded. And one of the other things I did was I used some decorator's cork to actually, and then smoothed with my finger to actually seal in all of the gaps in the wood, so it looks more like, you know, just neater and a bit more expensive and whatnot. The other thing I've done already is here, where I've sanded the bottom pieces like chipboard, not chipboard, like MDF, and each of the edges was raw MDF, and I had sanded it to curve it. And raw MDF will never paint the same as wood. It soaks up all the paint. So what you can do is just paint it with a bit of PVA glue mixed with a little bit of water, and what that does is it seals the MDF, and now when I paint it, all the paint won't soak into it. So I've opened up the paint, given it a stir. So this is paint that you don't actually need to prime or anything like that, so this can go straight onto this. I've given it a hoover after sanding it, and yeah, I've actually taken, it had these awful plastic things. It was like a rubber, but it was making black marks everywhere, so I've taken them off the feet as well. Okay, so here's one of my cushions, and all I'm going to do with the end, so I've chopped it off, left a little bit of excess, is just tuck that under like this, tuck it all the way around under so it's tight up to the cushion, and then just use a whipping stitch where you you get the needle inside of the fabric and just whip it along. I've already done one. So here's one I did earlier, as they say on Blue Peter. And so this is the end I did on the machine, and then this is the end that I've whipped. So you do sort of see a little bit where you've put a stitch, but it just blends in with the fur, so it's not that obvious. And also it's for a dog bed. Do you know what I mean? I don't think Gus really cares how neat my stitches are. But yeah, so that's the cushion. Is that one of the side ones or the back one? I can't remember. I think these are both side ones. So yeah, so that's what I'm going to do with this other cushion while I watch some TV, and then carry on doing some painting. Okay, so it's next day. It is super dark today, really rainy as well, so it's a bit of a shame. It's quite dark in this dining room where it is, but the bed has had 2 coats, but I did put some extra filler on the front, so I am maybe just going to give just this front fascia another coat just so it's nice. I did sand after coat 1 of the paint. I gave it a light sand and then did another coat, but this wood is quite, you know, it's wood, it's bumpy, it's got texture to it, so it's never going to be like this perfect finish. If it was like flat MDF, it would be. But I also, I took that horrid rubbery stuff off the feet, and I've got this little square of felt, so I'm going to cut some squares and stick them to the base of the feet, and then that will just stop it from marking the floor. It's pretty heavy, so I don't worry about it sliding around, so felt will be fine. It doesn't need to be grippy. So I think I am going to put a name on the front with my Cricut machine. I had a little look this morning. I stuck a bit of black vinyl on and a bit of gold, and gold looks better. It's just a bit more subtle. Okie dokie, so I have chosen so I'm using the Cricut Joy machine again. If you watched my last video, my beauty room makeover, you'll have seen me use this amazing cutting machine. So I decided that I wanted a capital letter font, and I found this really nice font that's called Sophia Com, and it's got this really pretty cutout design, which is a teeny little bit girly, but Gus is quite a masculine dog. I'm sure he can pull it off, but I just really like it, and I like the fact it'll, you know, show through to the colour underneath. So I'm going to do it in this gold. So yeah, so I've made the design 6.7 centimetres high. So I've measured on the bed. It's going to be just over 20 centimetres long. So I think that's going to look really nice. I'm just going to make it 6.6 actually. 6.6, 20 long. Yeah. So then, like before, clip make it. You've seen all this in my last video, but in case, you know, you didn't. It's quite big. I do slightly wish that I'd done it smaller, but it does look lush. So I found the centre of the bed. Okay, so I actually decided to just do it again, and I did it ever so slightly smaller. It was just too big, the one before. It needed more gap above and below, but I love it. look how pretty it is. I just really like the detail on it, and once it's stuck on, it just looks like it's proper part of the bed because you can see bits of the underneath. So I've popped the felt on the bottom of the feet. It's all been painted now, so I'm going to put everything back in it and put it over where Gus's bed is now and see what he makes of it. And here it is, all finished. I'm so happy with it. It looks so cute. So I've popped the mattress in the bottom, and then these are the cushions I made, and I've kind of pushed the side cushions down, but you could also just have them loose, and the back one's a bit looser. And then there's his blanket. It's a bit warm in England today, probably for his blanket, but I think it looks absolutely beautiful. I hope he's going to like it. So let's see. Gus, what's this? Is this your bed? Go on. Go on. Let's just tap it and see. Go on. Up you go. Oh, is it nice? Is it for you? I think he's looking for food. He's like, what have you hidden underneath? He did sit in it the other day. Come on. Hop. Oh. Yeah. Is that your bed? Is that your new bed, Pop Pop? Yeah, do you like it? Do you like your new bed? He has no idea what I'm saying, but I like his new bed. I think it fits there much better. It doesn't eat into the room as much as the other one did, but I'm also really happy that he's going to be up off the floor now when it does get a little bit cooler. And yeah, I think money-wise, I spent £20 on the bed and £11 on the mattress and £4 on the throw. So it's cost me £25. No, sorry, £35. It's cost me £35. I'm pretty happy with that, considering it's custom made, it's totally his, and yeah, hopefully he'll like it. I'm going to keep his other bed out for a few days, so he's got the choice between the two, and then eventually I'll get rid of his other bed and I'm going to wash it and store it away just in case I ever want it again. Yeah? What do you think? Do you like it? Yeah. Yeah, do you like it? Yeah, and look, you've got a blanket. Blanket there. Cushions. There we go. Gus's own personal dog bed upcycle makeover. I hope you enjoyed it. I know he's going to enjoy that bed. And yeah, hope you'll join me next time for my next makeover video. Give the video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Shouldn't they, Gus? A big thumbs up. And obviously do subscribe as well, and I shall see you again next time. Bye from me, and bye from Gus.